after going through a few mods which I had added, but they're not active currently. Mostly ones which add extra legendary lords, as well as the mod which adds merworms. Hello, and welcome to Warhammer 2 Total War Greybeard's Prospectors. Last time, we fought off an army of chaos trolls, armored chaos trolls, with not too many casualties. It actually went a lot better than it otherwise would have. Mostly because the map for the Eye of the Panther is missing the retreat location. So, because it's a custom-made one. So it's a bit unfortunate. It made things easier, but yeah, whatever. And we summarily introduced the armies of Araby to Steel Rain. A maneuver... a maneuver highly endorsed by the Codex Astartes. Is that why they're called Steel Rain Mortars, actually? Really? Steel Rain! Drop pods falling from the sky. Yeah. Says a lot that I've only just realised that. So yeah, we're continuing to siege against our Haik. We'll probably take it in a bit. We're going to have to build some more siege towers, so... Our forces are diminished from the battle, and they do have quite a few units left. They have their elephants still. I thought we killed those. Apparently we didn't deal enough damage to them and they retreated. Rather than end up getting killed. Their forces are pretty weak, and their cataphracts, not cataracts. Their sight is perfect. The armor is as perfect as their sight. Cataphracts are fine. They've only got 10 in their unit. I'm just messing up all of my words, aren't I? The cataphracts have 10 left in the squad out of 45. There we go. The Jezzails are slightly injured, but they can't do much behind the walls. Though these aren't weapons teams, so they can actually position on the walls. Raheem Nomads. I'm not too worried about a lot of the other things. Our guys are so heavily armored that archers aren't too much of a problem. Peasants and all that. I'm more concerned about numbers. If they have a lot of units, they'll be able to whittle us down. But this is all they've got left. And we chased off the extra army which was over here. I had sent Rorik off to fight it over here, and then I brought him back. So yes, we should take our hike soon. Our income's still very low. And we're building the Scrutty Market here, which will actually produce us some dwarf beer resource. Give us some more income generated, but also lower public order by 2 points. We can survive that, though. Unless we get another event which lowers morale, lowers public order by like 4 points for 5 turns or so. Even then, we wouldn't have a rebellion, it would just be annoying. And yeah, I was just really at the end of the turn, and we will end the turn now. I didn't end the turn last time like I usually do, because it was quite late and I didn't want to have to fight another battle if it came along. Once we take El Haik, though, it's going to be very beneficial for us because it will give us access to the sea and a direct path from Vulture Mountain, Eye of the Panther, Martek, all the way up to El Haik, and we can trade then with, like, Karazankor, the Empire, whoever we choose, really, which will be very good for making us a lot of money. And I was just recommended a mod which, several mods actually. One that improves trade so it's more useful late game. One that allows me to set the taxation of the province, and one that makes happiness matter.
Language if you must. I make no promises as to the outcome.
I suppose that one would affect things like, I don't know, if a settlement's less happy, it would produce less money or so on. Your ancestors had peace with us. Can you do the same? No, I'm sorry. Your port is more valuable in my hands than it is in yours. Also, I got steel rain mortars, which are death incarnate, and just darken the sky with projectiles. It is wonderful. This looks so cool. It is. It's a very cool game. Warhammer 2 Total War. A game I thoroughly enjoy. You'll send a link for those mods to me in a moment. Oh, well, thank you. And hello, welcome. We are currently playing as Greybeard Prospectors with a mod which makes the faction more unique to how they usually are. And so they've got a very heavy engineering focus with heavy artillery and all that. So, Warhammer 2 Total War with mods is very good, almost perfect. I do agree with that. I'm so glad that Creative Assembly was able to convince Games Workshop to agree to allow modding. And I'm glad the modding community has worked together. I want the extra money. The modding community has sort of worked together to not mess it up. The base game, I feel, is pretty good. Is very good in its own right. I think I actually played base Warhammer Total War. How many hours do I have in that? I don't really want to say. It's kind of embarrassing. In both of them. But yeah, I played it a lot without mods until I started getting mods for it. And now I just play it with mods all the time because some of the mods, particularly the ones which add, you know, unique battle maps, are just kind of indispensable once you got them. Okay. Line breakers, great axe infantry, and a thing. I would like a Thane as a hero, but we can't really afford it. I don't want to increase that. I think that's fine to keep for the moment. Bel Aliad and El Colabad are alright as they are. Let's continue the siege of Haik. I don't think I'll spend a turn to starve them out. Maybe they'll get cowards and they'll actually flee out of their city. Leaving it more easy for me to take. Did I just see a Skaven army move past up there to Fyrus?
Make your proposal. My longbeards grumble, so make it quick.
Hello, Arkan. What do you want? Military access? Nah. Your rejection is not worthy of Nehekara. Yes, yes. Okay, well. Having phone problems. I don't know. I really only use my phone for ringing. Someone's raiding me. Rebels. El Calabar and Bel Aliad have a garrison, though. Also the watch room buildings, so they're a bit better in that regard. Corruption's causing issues. How many more turns do we have of that? 4. Actually, yeah. That's going to be the issue which causes public order problems.
The clan demands war.
We have 4 siege towers, 1 battering ram. We don't even really need the battering ram, honestly. Actually, I wonder if that's going to be a problem for the faction, because we've got such small numbers in squads. Would that mean that it would take even longer for us to build siege equipment because our manpower is low? The manpower is such an enigma to me. I don't know how the game calculates it. I believe it's just based off of how large your army is. The size of your army determines the amount of labor available during a siege. The larger the army, the more labor is available. So with our smaller squads, would that mean we'd have less labor available, and it would take longer for us to produce siege towers? Maybe we should get a follower, or a ability which allows us to build like 4 siege towers per one of these instead of 2. Let's even get one of those. Anyway, I think I am going to begin the siege of our Haik. We can wait 6 more turns for them to starve out, but yeah. Let's get it underway. So, I'm thinking they'll have a light rain of steel, while the walls will be shaken by our demolisher cannons, and precision cannons can possibly pick a few of their units off the walls. And that's quite a lot of mods. Oh geez. Thank you. Let me have a look. What are these? Good gravy. Okay. Okay. And there. And there. There. I think I got all of them. Let's see. There's a mod for Alistair the White Lion. Yeah, I think I actually saw someone mentioning this. He's apparently supposed to have a unique axe. Oh, yeah, it was something they mentioned to CA. Apparently he was supposed to have a unique axe, but he hasn't got it in game. I think that was a character added by a, like a Make-A-Wish event or something like that. He's modelled after a person. Unbreakable alliances and vassals. Oh, okay. Yeah, that allows you military allies, defenses, military and defensive allies and vassals to safely refuse requests to join wars without worrying about breaking the alliance. Maybe. I mean, it makes sense that if you don't join into a war, then it breaks the agreement. Because, you know, that's kind of the point of the agreement in the first place. It can be a problem if you accept a lot of defensive and military alliances. And I have had it where, you know, particularly in Warhammer 1, where there was the Realm Divided event, or whatever later on, where after Chaos is defeated, everyone turns on each other. you've got a military alliance with Bretonnia and the Empire, and then they end up declaring war on each other, and you're sort of stuck there going, well, you know, we were buddies, and now I have to choose between you two because you're both fighting each other. Which is kind of an awkwardness I like, because it means you have to sort of think about whether you want to have them as allies or not. Anyway. And I will have a look at the other ones in a moment after we've done this siege. Okay, you go there. You go there. Steel rain mortars. You can go there. Precision cannons. You can go here. Are you within range of the walls there? You are. And the demolisher cannon. Go here. There we go. Okay.
We have scores to settle.
You can do that. You can do that. You do that. You do that. And you do that. There we go. Hey, you think it makes sense to lose the military alliance, but lose all? It should degrade to a defensive or no aggression. Maybe. Get up there. Shoot that wall. And steel rain them. Steel rain. Brothers. Battle brothers. Today the enemy is at our door. No. They're not. I know the memes. We know our duty and we will do it. Hey. I think there was defenders on the walls. It's actually doing quite a bit better job than I thought it was. Yeah, for people who haven't seen this yet, this is our steel rain mortars. Where are they? They're up here. Very unassuming. They're just mortars. But they fire mortar rounds, which detonate and send a circle of death out to hit anything in the area of effect. Though it is a circle, so they don't tend to hit things in the center, but... Boom! It's very cool. And it just makes me even sadder since, you know, Elon confirmed that he can't actually make it so that the weapons or the artillery is able to change their weaponry, which is very sad. Not for want of trying on his part. It's just how Creative Assembly has done things. Anyway, how's that wall coming? 97. Shoot that tower. We've got so much artillery, it's actually viable for us to focus fire the towers. That is just horrifying. What was that? Did one of the shots hit the walls and then, like, explode? Okay, you things, stop firing. You're death incarnate, and it's making me scared. Move here. Get up there, dwarves! Once again, this just makes you glad that the dwarves as a faction are so, like, technologically... are so slow to adopt new technology, because if they were... If they went hard into it, they would just outstrip everyone else. Okay, get there. Get there. There's the Jezzails. I like their guns. They look cool. Ooh. Hey, mortars. Shoot there. Pew! This is probably going to end up with dead dwarves, but... Oh. That is just like a thing of beauty. Yeah, and look at that! We actually destroyed a tower! Holy crap, I haven't done that in ages. Because I never have enough artillery to make it feasible. Ow! Stupid ballista. All of our units are wasting their ammunition on the walls. I don't really care. Where is the Obsidian Legion Commander? There it is. Get down there and deal with... What's his name? Kakalek. Oh, he's got Ardboki. His ability is missing a sound. It's a small thing, but it makes it easier to tell when you've used it. You see that I remember to use alt to target an area, not a unit. Yeah, it's yeah, I'll try and get into the habit of it, especially with these. Usually mortars are so accurate, you can just tell them to click a unit, and the game does a pretty good job, I think, overall, of attacking the center of a squad. But for these, particularly because they attack in a circle, if I tell them to attack ground, I can sort of say, well, they'll clip here. Seems like Skaven should have even better arty. In a way they do. They have gas, which is... you know, very, very good, but... Are you firing? Right there. Oh, actually... How? Yeah, the period of time which the volley explodes is different. So sometimes they will... sometimes they'll explode close to where you say. Other times they'll actually hit the ground without detonating. Which is pretty neat. I like it. There's, what's it called? There's unpredictable. There's an element of unpredictable as to the, shot. See, they're hitting around them. But that one there was really close. I just, again, wish that I could set the buildings on fire. Shoot those elephants. Oof. Yeah, it is. They actually made their way out. Bam! I like how the cannonballs are just bouncing off them. Boink. You're not being very accurate. Yeah, whatever. I think we tormented them enough. Those elephants are like, freedom! Boo! I was hoping that as soon as they went through the wall, they'd just be met with cannonballs and then drop, but they've got too much health for that. Skaven could just steal all the dwarf stuff and sprinkle warpstone into the projectiles. Skaven could do that, and funnily enough, we could do that we could do that right back to the Skaven playing as this faction. We get the option to have Weeping Blade poison on our Slayers. That's minus 60 armor on hit, or is it minus 40 armor on hit? It's armor sundering on Slayers. That is incredible. And also poisoned attacks on ranged weapons, and I think the grenades become like poison wind globes. As I was saying before, it's a shame that it's a shame that it is impossible to change how the artillery works. I believe you would have to create a completely separate artillery piece. You can't just like upgrade the shot of the steel ray mortars from what they are currently to, like, you know, poison wind globe rounds, poison globe mortar rounds, or whatever. We can also get Silver Shot from the Empire, which gives all of our ranged units magical attacks. Or explosive rounds, if we go with the one for the Vampire Coast. Which sounds tempting. Do you like the idea of rifles with explosive shot? Magical shot's pretty good, but... Loot and occupy.
Time for a reckoning.
And there we go. Haik is now controlled by Greybeard's Prospectors. And we get the Silver Horn of Vengeance. When winded, the Silver Horn sounds a clear note that brings hope to dwarves and foreboding doom to the enemy. 22 seconds. Plus 12 charge bonus. Yay. And Caliphate of Araby has been destroyed. Well. And we get a Reckoner. And a Treasure Hunter. Repair the building. Repair the docks. Docks going to get 400 for us. Ooh, we've got a unique building in here too. Because of the, what's it called? The landmarks mod. Which I've made mention of in the previous streams of this. Grand Palace of the Sultan. The most impressive feature of the great white-walled city of Haik is the Grand Palace of the Sultan of Araby. I think Haik means City of Thieves in Arabian. The palace grounds themselves take up half the city, while the huge dome atop the palace is over 100 feet across and is covered with inch-thick plates of pure gold, all meant to serve as a reminder of the authority of the Sultan of Araby. All to serve as a reminder of the authority the Sultan of Araby holds of these desert lands. Produces 40 slabs of sandstone resource, public order +2, public order +4, public order +2 in adjacent provinces, +1 lord recruit rank, +5% tax rate faction wide, I can speak, and 25% extra income from all buildings, all regions in this province. That's pretty nice. That's at level 5 though, so we're not up there yet. Get the walls and get a herbalist for public order. No, for public order, for growth. Get the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which I'm sad they changed. I did like it as a damage over time, Instead now it slows an enemy unit down. Anyway. I think it was a damaging ability on the tabletop. Let's get Pioneer. And actually because of that, reallocate our buildings so that they take 1 turn less for the walls to be constructed. There we go. Okay, hey!
Yes.
Karasa Karak,
Welcome, my bearded kin.
you don't want to trade? No?
No reason for it.
It seems you have wronged us. We cannot do business. Yeah. Oh. Well, boo to you. That's all that we know. Thick plates of gold! This is rightful dwarf territory. Yes, of course. All gold belongs to the dwarves. That's how it is, isn't it? The dwarves just get up there and start peeling this. Just peeling the plates off the dome. Like it belongs to us. Shoddy Umgi buildings. Weird there isn't 1,000 mods that change that rune back. Did they do it just due to MP? I don't know. I suppose it's a bit more useful slowing a unit down than dealing damage over time, but I don't know. As the dwarves, I don't really play trying to catch units. They come to me, and then when they run, you hit them with artillery and all that. So dealing damage over time, I felt helped whistle down tougher units like Black Orcs, though it probably didn't do too much damage against them. Let me see. Oh, we can get a runesmith again. Yeah, we've got room for 3. I don't think we need another one right now. We'll just recover after that battle. It was too powerful multiplayer, right? I mean, I have gotten some mods to change things back to how they used to be. Particularly the persistent summons mod, which is one I'm very thankful for. Especially playing as the vampire counts. It means if you summon zombies or skeletons, they remain on the battlefield for the entire battle. They don't take damage and then fall over. And the same holds true for Skaven. So when you use Menace from below, they hang around for the entire battle. Which I like. It means you have larger armies. Well, you know, I can have necromancers and expand my army while in the battle, rather than using it as a temporary thing. The nerf to Hunts Marshal. I think I remember seeing that. I haven't actually played as Marcus Wolfheart. I can imagine it would be quite difficult to balance a ranged lord like that. Because you want them to deal a lot of damage, but at the same time, you know, they're, this is actually a very reasonable army. 4 units of skeleton warriors, 1 tomb guard, 1 spearman, 1 archers, and their, lord. We still lost the unit of scouts, but yeah, well, whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, like balancing ranged units. Anyway. Because if he does too much damage, then I can imagine people would be annoyed they're able to snipe your lord out of thing. But if he doesn't do enough damage, it kind of doesn't have a point. I can imagine... I don't know. I don't know. Part of it, I think, would be like... if the character's able to snipe enemy lords, then sort of everyone's going to be using him. for that purpose, which would exasperate the situation.
Ready, my axe
And
thirsts
then
for
if he
war.
doesn't do that anymore, then no one's going to use him. Or so. Anyway.
Let us begin.
Let's see. We're just... Oh, we can actually get this. Valea's Protectors. What do they have there? Shield others. Target. What's this? Augment. For 50 seconds, target around self affects allies in range. Cannot use if engaged in melee. Disabled if engaged in melee. Sure. Effect range 40 meters. Miscast chance is 10,000%. I suppose that's just to make absolute certain it will always miscast. Effects plus 40 missile parry with shield and plus 40% missile resistance. Throwing oneself between incoming missiles and one's allies is the highest form of dedication to one's comrades. Oh, I suppose it's to represent the fact, you know, they're like literally hurling themselves in the way of like arrows to protect their allies. So they take damage from when using the ability while giving units around them extra defense. Interesting ability. I didn't know that you could actually cause a non-caster unit to, I didn't know that you could make a unit take, miscast damage. I mean, there's no units which can cast spells. They're always heroes and lords. Aside from the ones... No, there is, actually, come to think of it. There is the ones which have the bound spells, like the, Oh, what are they called? The, Riders... No, not Dark Riders. Oh, the, male sorcerers of Dark Elves. They have bound spells. And there's also the, There's also the Deer Riders of the Wood Elves, which have bound, like, Shield of Thorns and so on. So, but their abilities, they don't have a miscast chance. I suppose they can. Okay. But yeah, that's interesting. So you put them near these guys to, like, increase their missile protection even more. But they take damage from doing that. Sure. Rorik, what do I want to do with you? I am going to... We're gonna have to deal with all these Bretonnians. There are a lot of peasants.
Shall we?
What's your sword? The Sword of Leoness.
Protector of the realm.
Protector of the realm.
Okay, well... We're probably going to start the war against the Bretonnians.
For the wisdom of Valea.
Once we heal up our force. Actually, can we get Gunpowder Laboratory? No. We need level 4. And that will be a little while. Maybe we should get this now. Scientific exchange with the Empire. Mass-produced ammunition. Oh, that locks the silver bullets technology. Actually, okay, so that locks silver bullets technology, but that doesn't lock the explosive round technology. It does lock the use extra powder. What's extra powder do? It increases explosion and armor piercing explosion. Okay. But that would increase... That would only help units which already have explosive attacks. It doesn't actually give units which don't have explosive attacks. Whereas explosive rounds actually gives explosive ammunition to heavy thunderers, obsidian legionnaires, and scouts. We also have the options here of like heavy armor, light armor. I'm just looking at this. Because it's like either choose this one or this one. Or this one or this one. But up here, it's choose this one or this one. Or this one or this one. I feel for consistency's sake, maybe heavy armor should be here and light armor should be here. Then Imperial Diplomacy should be here and Imperial Tactics should be here. Just so that it's like the same as up here. Otherwise it's organized differently. Hang on. Actually, because these are, there's like 3 here, that might be why they're arranged that way. Otherwise, it might be too long. If so, then that's fine. This mod is really creative. Yeah, Elon did a really good mod job with this. And the way I'm playing is just one way. We're going to be going this tree here, which is about taking technology from other races, and as I mentioned, also Skaven up here. Which is highly blasphemous for the dwarves. But you can also go traditional, and you get access to the normal dwarven units, as well as improving your dwarven units as well. So you can stay traditional, and your lord has two decisions as well.
Time for a reckoning.
He can go as we are, either full engineering, or he can go redemption, which eventually has him turning into a melee slayer lord. The way we're going, we're going to be we're going to be losing diplomatic relations with the dwarves because they will really dislike us for it. But I look forward to the chance of butting heads with the dwarves. So yes, getting this actually locks this. It says Oaths of Loyalty here. That's an old name for tributes to the High King, as Elon's told me. So, when it says Oath of Loyalty, it means this. So, you can get these 3. But getting any of these 3 blocks this. And if you get this, it locks these. But you can get these ones here. And you can get these ones. And choosing one of these locks all the others. You can only choose a patron ancestor, one patron ancestor. And this one also. These ones also you choose either this one or this one, this one or this one, this one or this one. Yeah, so we'll do scientific exchange with the Empire. And we don't have enough money for training halls. Actually, come to think of it. Let's see. I'm tempted to get you. But for what I'm thinking, that's going to be useless. Actually, come to think of it. I could just recruit both of you.
The runes are ready.
Get you. Get you.
You summoned me. You
And
summoned me.
Skag. I want you to go for a walk. You are going to go, well, for a sail.
I've cast the runes.
You're going to go up there.
What?
And the other one, I'm going to
To war.
join those.
Have the
And you can join him.
glowing.
Okay. We actually have limited runesmiths. We got the 3 slots we have from a research, and we can get another research which gives us, I think, another 3. And I think in the Path of Redemption, there might be further slots available. Or in the tributes to the High King research in the tree. In the research tree. We might be able to get more from there. Maybe even Rune Lords? I'm not too sure. It really does show what you can do with all the researchers and all that, which is quite neat to see. I'd like to see things like that for other factions. Maybe. I mean, which other factions would it apply for? Something like that for Araby would do well, I think. Like, you had a choice of whether you wanted to, like, maintain Arabian independence or sort of focus on chaos or something like that. I don't know. Chaos Corrupted Empire. I did think that.
What we do for you on this fine day?
I always thought it would be interesting if you had abilities on the Lords which were able to get you, like, on the Empire Lords, which was able to get you buffed stats at the cost of Chaos Corruption, but... I say it, and then it's just like, how do you reflect it? By Chaos Corruption? Spawning Chaos Armies? The penalties are kind of lame. Which I can come up with, so... There's not really a good way to depict it properly. Oh, because I'm going to go to war with you. There we go. Scientific exchange with the Empire. While the engineers of the Umgi are inferior to those of the Dawi, they have often daring ideas worth pursuing. However, other Dawi may won't appreciate a trade of secrets, even if it is with their current allies. So. Clan Honor. Clan Honor has been invoked. Tributes and clan dwarves must be gathered. Some slight or greater grudge has been committed against the clan and the offenders must pay. Minus 750 treasury. Lovely. Great! It's not like I want the money, you know.
Ready. The runesmith's duty is
There we
never
go.
done. Summon me if you dare.
Getting war declared by all your neighbours. I can see that. Having to fight the cult of Sigma. Sigma-right corruption. I think people were talking about that for like representing the cultures of the different races, and it does get kind of silly. It's like, you want dwarf corruption, empire corruption, Bretonnian corruption, wood elf corruption. For some of them, it kind of makes sense, even if it's called corruption. It's like wood elf corruption. I suppose you could see it as them spreading the forest further into the world, but I don't know whether they really do that. Athel Lauren's sort of its own thing, but I don't know whether it's really interested in expanding. I don't actually know, because Wood Elves aren't a faction I played as on tabletop. I know Bretonnians who live near it, I think, have to fight back the forest periodically, but I don't know whether that's just because they live within the old borders of the forest, or whether the forest is actually trying to encroach upon the world. So what can we get? Empire-inspired heavy armor. Heavy Umgi armor is paper thin, but also ridiculously lightweight. A bit of good old Dawi smithing added, and we can produce armor that weighs much less and still offers acceptable protection. So this gives minus 30 armor for heavily 100 plus armored units. But it also gives plus 15% speed for heavily armored units. Or we can get more armor for lightly armored units, but lowers their speed. So that would give scouts 70 armor, but it would lower their speed by whatever 15% of 33 is, which is probably like what, 3? Not really that much. When the trees start speaking Elvish. It also gets sentries, 70 armor. So we can't make our heavily armored units even more heavily armored. We can just make either them lightly armored and give them slightly more speed. How much would that increase their speed by? Because they're slower anyway, so the bonus would be less. Speed is 28, 15% of 28. My math is terrible. It'd only be like 2 points of speed, which is pretty negligible anyway. Mass production, which gives you more ammunition for units utilizing rifles, which is nice. Because that would include our
Onward.
shield breakers, which have ammunition 12, up from, I think, 10, which is the base they have, but I've gotten other research here, yeah, which increases it by 20%. So they've gotten 2 extra rounds of ammunition.
Let us begin.
So that would give them a bit more ammunition on top of that. Which is good, because those ones have, the shield breakers have a, well, shield breaking ability on their ranged attacks. Which makes units with shields take more damage from a missile. Or lowers their chance of defending against it. Also lowers the upkeep for units utilizing rifles, which is very nice, because our units are quite expensive. Does lower the damage and armor piercing damage, though, because they're not as good. The Umgi way of making bullets is much faster and cost efficient than the Darwi way. However, the bullets produced are also inferior. Or we can get Imperial Diplomacy, and we can get either Imperial Diplomacy, learning the ways of diplomacy from a land that heavily relies on it, even for internal affairs, increases our diplomatic relations with men, high elves, and lizard men. What is this blasphemy? High elves? Or Imperial tactics. So who are we fighting today? Beastmen? Alright, Formation Y it is. We'll do this by the book. It increases our weapon strength when fighting against a bunch of different factions, or increases our stats when fighting against Vampire Counts, Warriors of Chaos and Northscar, Beastmen, Warherds, and Greaskins. Weapon strength and melee attack though, so that only affects our infantry. And we don't do a lot of fighting with our infantry, but I kind of prefer that over the diplomacy, honestly. Diplomatic relations increases, it's always kind of... Because people either always hate you or they don't, I feel. I suppose it pays off more in the long run, but... for mass produced, we can get silver bullets. It took a lot of negotiation to be granted the secret of the manufacturing of these bullets, but with it, otherworldly monsters can be vanquished with ease, and that gives a bunch of our ranged units magical attacks, which is nice. But I kind of like the idea of explosive rounds more. We could give our blunderbusses or Vampire Coast style hand cannons. Which is pretty nice. And we can give our charge breakers Vampire Coast style hand bombs instead of their flashbangs. Which is interesting. But no longer applies the disorientated contact effect. So it doesn't slow them down, it just deals damage. Oh, other ideas of like different paths for factions and all that. Crazed high elves could work. And different paths of interpreting the great plan. Yeah, I mean... I suppose I'm kind of surprised that there's not more, I don't know, conflict in the Lizardmen? Because of different interpretations of the great plan? Because we can't get this in explosive rounds. But we can get that and use extra powder, but that's because that doesn't actually affect this. Get the mass-produced ammunition. Lower the upkeep, it will lower our damage slightly. But it will also increase our ammunition. I think lowering the upkeep of our expensive units is more useful. I can already hear the dwarves in the background. I don't know. What? Your engineering methods are spitting upon all the effort which your ancestors and ancestors before you have put into developing this stuff. All their years, all their centuries of experience and care and all that thrown down the drain because you're impatient. Blah blah blah. Some lizards already have aversion to others, and it's common to see them fighting each other. Yeah, there is, what is it? The lizards who start in the bottom left-hand corner on the Mortal Empires campaign.
Well met, knights.
I suppose it's more the neutral factions which are against you, rather than the legendary lords, lizardmen factions which are against you. Nope. Because I think all the legendary lord factions for lizardmen get along with each other pretty well. I mean, what is there? Mazdamundi, Gorok, Nakai the Wanderer, Tic-Tac-Toe, and Tehenowin. Tehenowin might have the most trouble, but even then,
Time for a reckoning.
I think people end up liking him anyway because he's so focused on fighting the Skaven. They're just like, oh, you're killing Skaven, I like you. Hey, Sartosa.
On my ship and risk the wrath of Manan.
Nah, you don't want to trade. Oh, Kemri, you took Xandri. Trade? Your curt demands may pass for an offer in your homeland, but in Nekhekara, we respect the art of diplomacy. Okay.
What? Nothing to do here. Let's go. It's in belts.
Come on, keep sailing up. What's this? That's... Lucchini is owned by Bordello? Okay. Myrmidons are still owned by Border Princes.
Protector of the realm.
Yeah, why do you own Lucchini? Magritta is ruins. You own Bordello. And you've got Lucchini for some reason. Just Lucchini. You just sailed all the way down here and took it. Fine.
Yes.
Hey Talia.
Do not greet me as a friend.
Trade?
No.
Very well.
Border Princes.
Deliver your message.
Trade.
Empire's blessings. Yes. The nation.
I can't
calls.
trade with Sudenberg. Yep, okay.
What? Welcome, my bearded kin.
Yeah, you're not going to be liking us. Oh, what's this? Another mod. Gubs, smoke and gunpowder mod. Okay, I do have a bunch of these other mods which have been shared with me, so you'll excuse me. I'll just have a brief look at these, some more of these. I was up to here. This one. I have seen this. Building progression icons 2. I think this one just... Oh, I see. Yeah, that's interesting. It actually changes the icon so that you can sort of see what level it is a bit more easily from looking at it. I like that the goat gets bigger horns for it. That's cute. Better sieges. Wall towers have a 360-degree field of fire but do less damage. The range of towers depends on their upgrades. Low-level towers can be outranged by artillery. That's quite nice. Both siege towers and walls are harder to destroy. I suppose siege towers are pretty hard to destroy as it is. I think they're harder than they were in the first one. Gates have more hit points, but rams do much more damage to them. Rams are now the best choice to break the gates quickly. Siege equipment costs less manpower to build, which also leads to shorter siege times. Perhaps. We'll see. I like the idea of the towers having a shorter range than artillery. Because I did like in Medieval 2, the whole, you know, taking time to break the walls down safely out of the range of the towers. It felt like you were doing the right thing when you were sieging a settlement with trebuchet. Rather than just charging in. Anyway, the next one is tiered tax. New tiers to the tax system. Yes, this is something from the historical games as well. You can actually choose how much you want to tax people. High tax, -8 public order, 125% base tax rate, plus 25% over vanilla, -20 growth. I'm just thinking of the stronghold voice now. These taxes are a bit much. Oh, free money. Thank you, my lord. What? Half rations? Normal tax, -4 public order. And low tax, -2 public order. 50% tax rate. And no tax. How do I apply tax tier? Yep, okay, it just adds icons on the province thing. Perhaps. We'll see. Region trading. Yeah, that's something which seems interesting. Being able to, like, say, hey, I took the settlement from you. You can have it back. Does the AI use that? The main reason this mod was added was to allow the player to obtain regions which have been taken by friendly AI factions, stopping the player from obtaining a complete province. I wonder how agreeable the AI would be, because usually the AI doesn't really like agreeing with anything you have unless they see a massive benefit to it. Unique Steam Tanks 2. Ooh, hey, has that been upgraded? Updated? Because that was one which I used, I think, maybe for Warhammer 1? Briefly? Or maybe I used it earlier on, but I don't think it had been updated. That's nice to see it's been updated. Is it compatible? Are included catas closer to tabletop boys will be boys mod. Okay, I don't use that. Question. Dude, this mod sucks. Shrug. No, I like that one with the different steam tanks. It adds like a battering ram one with a mortar on it, one with a hellblaster volley gun on it. Also adds the Skaven warpstone tank, which is pretty neat. Mixed laws, spellcast overhauls. I suppose this makes it so that a bunch of lords have all the spells they should be able to get normally. Oh, this mod features a custom UI that allows you to put together your preferred mixed lore of magic. Supported lord types are Master Mundi, a custom mixed laws version of the Slan Mage Priest, Barathi, Teclis, Ilario, Archaon, Malagor, and the Fane Huntress, as well as mixes Bellinar and Lord Huini Tenulichi. No. Huini Tenuchli. So, what's this? Exactly? I apologize for this reading. TT rules for Archaon. Yeah, they got to choose between various laws of magic. Yeah, I remember that. And the Slan got to choose between basically any of the laws of magic. Skills that increase the number of spell slots are available every 5 levels. Okay, okay. I would probably have to just see what that's actually like. To see how that works exactly, because I'm not understanding it just from looking. Like it's mod compilation. Okay, there's a bunch of campaign mods and smoke and gunpowder mod. Ah, yes. I was actually thinking of something like this. This adds the, like, cloudy effect to gunpowder weapons, which is something which was in Empire and Napoleon Total War, which was quite nice. When you had line infantry shooting during a battle, it would cloud over the battlefield because all the smoke would drift off. That was quite nice. The only thing I worry about that is sometimes when there's a lot of effects in Warhammer Total War, it ends up slowing down for me. You see that even with like explosions going off really close to the camera. Okay, like warp lightning, if you look really at the base, if I look really close to the base of warp lightning hitting, it just drops the frame rate like nothing else for me. Fyrus does not have walls. It's got the Holy Monastery of the Divine Origo, which provides 2 Grail Knights as a garrison. Okay.
My axe thirsts for war.
Well,
Let us begin.
I think we can start. If we go to war with you,
For the rightful lords of the realm, and I'll hear your demands.
yeah, they're going to come into the battle with you, aren't they? What are your armies made up of? You'd probably attack me on the field, wouldn't you?
Armored
Peasants, knights, knights of Origo, peace and justice. Northern Fury. Knights of Origo only care for their own personal vengeance against the filthy heathens and won't stop until every heretic in the battlefield is finally defeated. And there's Donna Don Domingo, who's got perfect vigor, and Northern Fury, and Guardian. Oh, interesting. Their whole army actually has, well, a lot of their knight units have Northern Fury. Interesting. Oh, and there's another mod. Localized Empire landmarks. This is 8 of the Empire's unique provincial units to small garrisons to appropriate landmarks for their respective provinces. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So that's like, yeah, the Bordermen for Marienburg Port, Imperial Palace's Carroburg Great Swords. Yeah, that makes sense. You just have them as a garrison. As part of the garrison for those settlements.
Ready.
Do you know who I am?
For the wisdom of the land.
The Leoness!
Rapunzel's army is 15. Yours is whatever. There's probably an army in Wizard Caliph's palace.
Time for a reckoning. The High King commands.
I want you to move up to here.
Aye. Yes.
You can move to here.
My axe thirsts for war. Go then.
I suppose, like there.
Grudges will be set.
Move a little further, actually. Go.
Noble son of Bretonia.
And Chaos Corruption is still a problem, but that will only be for one more turn. Okay, well. I'm going to declare war on you now.
The lady has always respected your ancestors.
Reliability is low because we had a non-aggression pact with one of them. Knight Sally Forth, we are prepared for you. Well, people are going to hate us for that, but whatever. Bring it, you tin-canned Umgi. I've got an Uz with your name on it, and several 100 cannonballs as well. Oh, Citadel of Dusk. They're sailing over the seas. haven't actually dealt with them in my Gorok campaign. They're being content to just sit on the coastline, along with the, oh, what's his name? What is the name of the Dark Elf who's down there? I keep forgetting his name. Kraken Lord. Lockyer Felheart. They really haven't been bothering me, so I haven't dealt with them yet. Some of the things Gorok get are really powerful. He's got a right which makes his entire makes all the Saurus in his army unbreakable for 5 turns. That was nice. There's another mod that I might like that adds a lot of human units for Sartosa. Yeah, I think I saw that one. I haven't had a close look at it though. It sounds neat. I remember people being a bit upset that Araness Assault Spite was in control of Vampire Count's faction, but yeah, it didn't bother me too much, but it does make sense, and possibly some more variety there would be neat.
Let us begin.
Okay.
It is time.
Go over to Fyrus.
Let us settle this. String them.
Yes. Time for a dragon.
Time to slay Oathbreakers.
Did we get you?
My axe thirsts for war.
Coward.
Forwards.
Go back here.
Fight.
You ran rather than helped your city. What you don't like about her is her legs. You really hate the things that are in place of her feet. Well, yeah. That is part of her character, though. She is a mutant. From what I remember, she was born a mutant, and she had a fishtail. Or legs. But because that severely hampered her ability to get around, and also because Warhammer, she cut it in half and then stuck the what's they called? This like the swordfish spikes on the ends of it, so that she could walk around on them. Something like that. Chaos is weird. Mutating people and all that.
For the Callous Anchor.
Okay. Where should we begin the bombardment? I say right about here. Put that there. Cannons. Like that. Oh, what did he say? Have a thirst! Give me an entire barrel of bugwins.
The Dowie are ready.
Yeah, they are.
Dwarf warriors.
Okay. You can just line up like this.
We will have vengeance.
I do wish I had a rune on you, which you could cast, but I do not, sadly. Like that. And you two. Now, your ability, as nice as it is, only affects units with shields. Most of our units have got shields. Except these guys don't. We'll have a look at them in a moment. So, putting you behind him would be good, I think. Yeah, that would affect them. Though it doesn't protect, I don't think, against towers, because towers sort of deal instant damage. Or, they deal a lot of damage, I don't think you can easily block it.
For the Callous Anchor. Cannon.
Okay.
Vengeance.
There, and there. Block, stop, and stop.
We do miss.
And start knocking holes in walls.
They have wronged us. Castle. Yes, yes.
Let the bombardment begin.
Off we go. Cannon.
Let's just sit back and watch this. We're gonna take casualties from them just shooting us from that long distance, but... Come on. More mortars. Pow. What? Actually, what? You're missing. Aim there. Oh, are you attacking the, You're attacking the... You're attacking the stakes. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Bretonnians, the peasants, have the ability to drop stakes because of a mod I have. Very nice. They need a little bit more work on it, though, to get them to using the stakes ability a bit smarter, but... Actually, focus on the tower. We're just taking damage from that tower. Ooh, those Demolisher cannons do nice damage against that. It's already up to 34%. I did actually have a look at the Valayas. What's they called? Valayas Protectors. They've got purple armor. Looks pretty cool. Ah, neat. They've also got like a little... I suppose it's supposed to be a symbol of Valaya on their shoulders. And the rune of Valaya on their back. Nice. Anything else we need to have a look at? Not really. Swap out. You don't have shields. Those waterfall towers seem really wasteful in the desert. It's just to show off how rich they are. You know, look at all this water we can waste. It's like a drinking fountain for the peasants, I suppose. Are you dead yet? God, it's just shredding the peasants apart. It's not really hurting the cavalry too much, but... Saturate the area. We are taking casualties from the stupid towers, but... Oh, we don't have to worry about that one now. It kind of becomes better. The more cannons you have, the more reasonable it is to consider taking out the towers. Because you're not going to use as much of your ammunition to get rid of them. But... Let's just see if we can get a nice... It's just like dropping firebombs on the city. Oh. They just look up. It's like, oh jeez. It was a bad day to get out of bed. Did the artillery on tabletop have ammo limits? No, it didn't. But bear in mind, in the tabletop, any battle was only 6 turns long, and artillery on the tabletop was very unpredictable. It was prone to misfiring. So, in 6 turns of a battle, you had a... I think to get a misfire, you had to roll double ones. Or something like that. And then you rolled again to see what you'd get on the misfire table. Depending on the race you were playing as, that would change what the misfire chance, what the actual misfire effect was. For dwarves, I think they had things like... It would vary from things like the cannon doesn't fire to the cannon is blocked and they need to spend a turn unblocking it to like what's it called? To like the cannon explodes and damages the crew, and you can't use the cannon for the rest of the battle. Skaven had a lot of chance for the weapons to explode. Yep. I could actually read some of them out, because I have my Skaven rulebook right here with me. Ugh. Let me see. The Skaven stuff was very unreliable, but comparatively, it was very powerful. The Warp Lightning Cannon, for one. It had... If you rolled a misfire... let me just pause it briefly. If you rolled a misfire, it... On a d6, you had a 1 to 2 was a meltdown, where the machine and its crew explode in a green fireball. 3 to 5 was energy overload, where you rolled a scatter dice, which has an arrow on the faces, and it would show, like, whichever way the arrow was pointing is which direction you would point the Warp Lightning Cannon. And then you'd roll... Then actually you'd just shoot in that direction at strength 10, which was the maximum strength the Warp Lightning Cannon could shoot, because it had a variable strength for its shot. It could vary between, I think, strength 2 and strength 10. 2 is like snotling level damage, right? 3 is average strength for a human with a sword. And then strength 10 is like more powerful than a dragon's fire breath or something like that. And then Spluttering Fizzle for a level 6, where it's actually the simplest one. It just can't fire that turn, but it can shoot normally next turn. So, but a lot of the other Skaven weapons teams had things like they blew up, it caught fire, they ran off with it and explode when they hit another unit. You know, things like whether the unit is damaged from the misfire, nearby units are damaged from the misfire. Of course, the weapons team gets removed in the process. Jezzail's had a pretty good reliability rating, so their misfires weren't quite so deadly. Usually it just resulted in the death of the crew, not in the death of people around them. That's why I like playing as Skaven. They were very unpredictable in that regard. God, look at just how many people we're slaughtering here. I'm talking about misfires here, and just death and destruction is raining down. There's scorched earth everywhere, and no fortress can hold against the power of the Dawi. God, that's disgusting. It's just like, oh, jeez. I just want to have, like, views of the Dwarven army in the distance. And the shots raining over the hills. Raining over the walls. And just everything dying, but it's kind of difficult to see it from behind the walls. I mean, it looks pretty destroyed. 2 of the walls are destroyed, and there's a massive hole blasted through the gate. Or through the wall, not the gate. Forget the gate. We don't need the gate. Okay. Move up, Dawi. And we'll clear out any survivors. Are you shooting? Oh, you're hitting these guys up on the walls. We're nearly out of ammunition, though. Yeah, mortar round actually just hit the ground and it didn't explode. I like that. There's some unpredictable. I've said that before. There's a degree of, you know, randomness to the shots. Bam. They're just like, what? Oh god. That's oh, that's terrifying. You can just see the dwarves in the background there. As yeah, that's pretty cool. The tattered banner of Bretonnia flying as mortar rounds just rain from the sky. Like that. I could get sorry for this. I'm enjoying the spectacle of it. And I mean, that was like the last thumbnail shot which I got, but and dead. And we're nearly out of ammunition. But, you know, what's left? Grail Knights. You lot, move up here. Okay. Mortar. Move up to here. I wouldn't be concerned about the lady's blessing. That's not going to save you. Shield bearers up. Or shield walls up.
Ready to serve! Get moving! For the Karazanko! Dwarf warriors! Kazukan Kazakit Ha! For the halted!
Okay, charge through.
Almost dwarf and legs! For mountain and hall! Gods! Dwarf warriors!
Go like that.
Move now!
And the other two.
Attack the earth!
2 knights in a row. No. Go away.
Strike out!
Get up on the walls.
For the High King!
I actually want you to attack the Grail Knights. Can you shoot over there? Move up to here.
We are the White Horse!
You can't deny that they tried. Although I like this when they charge. Ah! Ah! Yay! It's being used.
Ready!
As I said, I have got others lined up. I just need more slots available. It's an emote which I made. Okay. Move up. Don't stop firing. There's some Grail Knights there. They look pretty. I don't want to see them anymore. Yeah, there's a cannonball. Chivalry nothing, we're practical. Moved out of the way. What is this? They're using stupid tactics against us. Yeah, the rounds aren't as effective against artillery, against cavalry as you'd think, but nah. Can't have everything.
Dwarf warriors! It is a reckoning! And are we ready? For the Karazhan Corps!
Okay, what's your range?
Warriors!
I think your range is really quite short. Oh no, actually your range is reasonable.
We demand blood! Axes out, lads!
Heavy Thunderers. Come in. Foot Squires. Tight formation. Just charge. There we go. So much for that charge.
We demand blood! Dwarf warriors! Nothing can stop us! The room's closed!
Fire there.
This is a reckoning!
Can you, like... I don't think you can shoot them. They're too far away.
We will have vengeance!
Move in.
We are relentless! Dwarf warriors!
Shield wall.
Range
Move
far,
up.
Range fast!
I'm surprised they're all holding on still. Those Grail Knights are really something. They just started coming back and they shattered. You know what? I don't think we want to deal with them, you know? I think we're going to run.
Kazukan, Kazukin, ha! Pump those dwarfen legs!
Heavy Thunderers, get up there.
Guard it! Dwarf warriors! Canoe! No!
No. Pow, 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 pow.
Yes!
I'm probably hurting my own units doing that.
Hands unite!
To actually stop. Cannons stop as well. I don't want a cannonball to just take out a line of my dwarves.
It's full of their honor! All the Karazhan Corps!
You and your buddies. Get up there.
Those dwarven legs!
We really don't have an answer to, like,
We demand
a cavalry charge.
more of vengeance!
We can hold against it,
Dwarf warriors!
but we don't have, like, anti-large.
Back out! Dull!
On our melee units. Shield breakers are alright, but
Axes out!
hello. No. Oh, look at that. Look at them hold there.
Satisfy the brutes! Dwarf warriors! Go!
You hold it and shoot them down. Yeah,
Nothing can stop us!
pretty much. But, like, in street fighting, we don't have much
Right?
option for, you know, flanking around them. Yeah, the squad was too thin.
Dwarf warriors! Leave them in twain!
Pow, 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 pow. I mean, these are larger, so we can shoot them pretty fine. I'm dishonored! And they break. We ate their charge for a little bit longer than we probably needed to. But I was a bit worried about shooting over the head of our units.
Kill them!
Yeah, we did take too many casualties for that charge, like 3? Anyway. End battle. Decisive victory. Wah. Again, that was fun. 482 kills and 365 for our steel rainwaters. 52 for our lord. Impressive. He must have been doing some shooting. Sniping them off the walls or something. I wonder what carried the battle for us, you know. I think it was our runesmith. definitely the Rudesmith. We lost 77. And most of that would have been from the towers, I'm pretty sure. How are we going for time? Oh, fine. Do 9 kills. 0, 0, 0, 0. Pardon me. The Greybeard's Prospectors is a faction which it would be interesting if you were able to have, like, sappers, like in medieval Total War, all that. You know, where they would go into tunnels and dig underneath the walls and then lay charges and blow the walls up. Or collapse the walls by having the tunnel collapse underneath them. I don't think you could do that in Warhammer 2, though. Because there's no such unit. Loot and occupy.
Let us begin.
Go. Ooh, we got a potion of healing. Runesmith Apprentice. That was actually a thing. Sappers were a thing you could get as a siege unit in Medieval 2. I think it might have taken a bit long. Or was that in Rome Total War? It might have been in Rome Total War. I think it took a bit longer to get than siege towers, but they were completely protected from towers. You might have lost the unit which you sent into the tunnel, though. Can't remember. Oh, that's not good. Just had a Warhammer 2 game crash when I tried to put a hero into an army. And thus begins the trying to figure out which mod in particular is causing that issue. Get Steel Colossi. And we can get repair there. Or repair the building. And... oh, we don't get any unique building here. No. Actually, Giant Slayers and all that would be pretty good because they're anti-large. They don't have charge defense, so... actually, hang on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. If we have Vallea's Protectors, they give... no, they give missile parry and missile resistance. They don't give charge defense bonus. Greybeard's Prospectors give immune to psychology for units around them. Yep. Okay. That's fine.
For the wisdom of Valea.
You think the best siege simulator was the Stronghold game? Yeah. Stronghold's a lot of fun. I did a full playthrough of it on my stream a little while ago. Very enjoyable game. I haven't actually had a look if, I actually haven't played Stronghold Crusaders, or... yeah. Stronghold Crusades. I'm meaning to sometime. Stronghold gets quite difficult, though. Get dampening. And... that's just public order. Okay, that's fine there. Our Haik is fine here. We're going to go and attack Kofa next.
Yes.
There is you, Sir John Tierwald, who ran off rather than help defend his settlement. Not that it would have helped. Keep moving up. Oh, hello, there's the Famir. They've got the Beastman ship. Warlord Murdoch. Boglars, Fimgard, Fenbeasts.
The nation calls.
And Velmir Galsa. Do you want to trade?
Your message.
We are trading. Okay. That's fine. Oh, more crashing problems. Oh dear. Let me see. Actually, that would be quite nice. Plus 15 accuracy. If I have like a master engineer next to our artillery, it would increase our accuracy. Maybe. If that's how it works. What building do we need for master engineers? We need... Wait, hang on. Do we not get master engine? No, it would be in here. Is it? Just... There. Engineers Workshop. Engineers Guild Hall. Right. What's that allow us to get? Master Engineer, Gyrocopters, and Organ Gun. Gyrocopter Brimstone Gun. Okay, normal Gyrocopters we don't need that for. And we need the Engineers Guild Hall if we want Gyro Bomber and Landcrawler Ironclad. So those two require this. Kind of interesting that... Oh, there's a spelling mistake there. There's an extra N. War Machine. It's kind of interesting the War Machine Factory level here just unlocks units, and it requires the Engineers Guild Hall, where it doesn't provide any other benefit. I suppose that's not too odd. This requires it as well. I mean, I suppose it's odd that both of them require another building. Don't worry about it too much. Okay. Yeah, build healers' quarters, upgrade the walls. And in turn. Volmir Gasser. Makes a lot of gas. Bad joke. I think he actually got an improved model recently. He looks a lot more handsome than he used to. I think he had like a... What's it called? Like a bowl cut or something earlier? Oh, you've got it working. I think it was some mod configuration tools was fouling things up. Well, I hope you found the solution. It'd be like in modding Skyrim. You just sort of have to go through everything and... You know, is this causing the crash? No. What about this one? No. What about this one? No. We're going to play this battle as well. Partly because I want to have a look at the Steel Rain Mortars war. But also because, if I auto-resolve, we're going to take more casualties because we're so low in number. Because, you know, auto-resolve is... Oh, it does the best it can. Kind of. Probably not. That's probably a lie. But because we've got future attacks to deal with, you know, I want to minimize the casualties we take now so we can deal with Rapunts and everyone else. Dude got a haircut and hit the gym. I tell you who hit the gym. The new model. I forget the mod author who makes the Kislev mod is, but they had. I saw some pictures of new models for the Droyaska, I think they're called. And they look a lot beefier than they used to. Because previously they were using the is it Drazina? Or is it Droyaska? Yeah, which one's which? But they previously they were using the flagellant model, which is rather weedy, but now they're using a I forget what it is. Might be a modified Empire's units? Or maybe a Norscan base? I don't think it's a Norscan base. They're not that muscular. But it's certainly an improvement. They look more fearsome with their two swords now. Oh, a garrison. Hey, look, it's a bunch of units with 3 in them. Wonderful.
Dwarf warriors.
Okay, you can go there. You can go there. Go like that. Go there. You can go there. Scouts. That. That. And you lot can go behind there. And hold ground. And hope that we don't shoot our guys in the back. Actually, you can go over there. You can go over there. Just to give a bit more space in front of our cannons, please. I'm still very nervous about putting units behind cannons. As I've said many times, bad memories of Empire Total War. Okay. I mean, it's not like there's probably going to be. It's not like there's going to be that many of them here when. Oh, and our reinforcements are arriving just over here. It's not like many of them are going to be there, get to us. Krynos' Kislev overhaul. I see that Kappa. It's just hiding. That's it. To me, it's just like peeking over the send a message thing. I have a list of mods here, so I can be precise about this. Which I need to add to, because I have a few more mods now. It is Expanded Roster Kislev, which is done by Decomposed and Chrysord. So there you go. I've been berated at getting the mod authors' names wrong in the past, and I'm sorry. I try my best. I understand the frustration of getting the names wrong. I do try to get them right. For all the effort they put in, the least I can do is get the mod authors correct for what they've worked on. Unless it's like, you know, Krynos just works on everything. Every mod's made by Mixu and damn. It's just under different aliases. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. God damn it. You stupid dwarves. What are you doing getting hit by cannonballs? Stop catching them. There's not enough, like, terrain deviation here. How are you even hitting them? I suppose it's just... Or is it them actually hitting me? Oh, it's them. It's not me. Yeah, they've got their Blessed Field Trebuchets, which outrange us. What is this? Okay, just stop. Pow, 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 pow. It's very important I say pow for everyone. Ow. The army disappeared in clouds of fire. Where are you? There you are. Pretty nice. Showing off a bunch of the different units. And there's this cloud of death over there. Some knights in the background. Okay.
Outside.
Cow!
Miners!
Oh, actually, you've got an ability, don't you? Ah, you do, but that's only if you're in melee.
Attack the herbs!
Are those cavalry going to get to us? No? What was that? Where's the precision cannon? There. I want you to move forward and attack that. You're gonna have to wheel forward to get to there, but... Throw a few axes? Oh yeah! Oh, good! Damn it! Stop that! You're being silly buggers. Just stop. Stop firing. Stop hitting my own units.
For the ancestors! Kazuk!
Oh.
Dwarf warriors! Founding ammunition!
Our stupid levels of firepower. We're our own biggest threat here.
Let no earth scum survive!
A few knights copping some axes.
Dwarf warriors!
Get off my artillery.
Let them know pain.
Yeah. About that. Get out of here, you tin pot knights. Okay. Well. Ugh.
War and vengeance! Dwarf warriors! Plow through! Our fire undimmed! Go! Back on these beers, reload!
Yeah, you hopped off the cannon because they charged you.
Understood, Lord! Yes! Fire at will! Yes!
Hello. Can you hear that? Yeah, it actually didn't kill too many of them because they were right in the center of it. Ow. Okay. Nope. Enough of such frivolity. 120 on a precision cannon. One of them actually did more casualties than my steel ray mortars. I suppose it wasn't that many of their infantry. It's just hewing through ranks upon ranks of their infantry. Who got the most kills on their side? Yeah, the Blessed Field Trebuchet. 19. I was saying before, I wonder whether you could have an ability for the dwarves where they can drop, like, mines or something. You know, like spawn a unit of, like, stationary entities which explode when something gets near them. You can also have, like, caltrops or something, which slow enemy large units down and deal damage to them when they walk over them, when they move over them or something. Or move amongst them, like stakes. Or the Bretonnians. Release the captives. I just had a thought. If we go up and fight against the Empire, and they have a lot of Hellstorm rocket batteries, it's just going to be like massed artillery firing against each army at each other. The lady's disgrace. Not so holy now, eh, my lord? Lying back in your own pigsty. Where's your lady now? Owning factions favor corruption, +1. All regions. Charge bonus, +10%. Yay. And man's ruin.
Summon me if you...
Go deal with them. No. They didn't kill any of us. Oh, the catapult killed one. It ran over a dwarf.
Lads, we move.
There we go. And we get Skolson Saboteurs. Ignore the Dragonback Slayers. We don't actually get these normal regiments of renown. We get these ones. Thick Skolson was the leader of this ragtag group of Dawi before Greybeard's arrival. His saboteurs made a name for themselves with their guerrilla warfare, not by killing many enemies, but instead by damaging their weapons and ammunition, and thus taking away their ability to fight. Okay, just say it's a little reference to the previous dwarf lord who used to be the leader of Greybeard's Prospectors. Thick Skolson. Get Rune of Oath and Steel. And you can get Master of the Forge. Or you can get Shunned Visionary. Although the other kings and older dwarves condemn Greybeard for his constant breaking of tradition, many younger and bolder Dawi flock to his banner. Growth +15, all provinces. Diplomatic relations -15 with dwarves. Upkeep -5% for all units in Lord's army, and hero recruit rank +2 for master engineers, local province.
Time for a...
Our armies become a little bit cheaper. And you can get Master of the Forge level 2. I want that Oath Gold. And you can get Hail of Lead. Unless you can get one of these. No, you can't. That's level 10, and you're not quite there yet. Yep, Hail of Lead. Okay. Best loading quote.
You summoned me. Moving.
Someone hasn't added something there. Like when I was having the, where we're playing as Moosalon, and I was getting attacked by the, Empire Bandits. And they were just coming up to me and saying, missing string. I never did find it for them. Oh, hello.
I must keep my holy vow. No!
Morgan of the Flame. Yeah.
I am a lord of Bretonia.
Well,
Never!
that's actually a bit of a problem. Lads.
My axe thirsts for war. What?
I don't know if we're able to get down there in time.
Let us begin.
Here I am, sitting on my laurels.
For the wisdom of the layer.
I mean, how much is this settlement generating for us in income? It's not that much. It's mostly a recruitment settlement, so if we lose Vulture Mountain, it's not the biggest deal. Though it will put us back in terms of, you know... what's this going for? That's still fine. It will put us back in terms of growth. Okay. Enter. And how are we going for time? Oh, well. It's nearly, 2 hours. I think I'll move my army down there. Barring anything else happening, I'll try and move my army down to Vulture Mountain to either liberate it, defend it, or reclaim it. Depends what the Bretonnians feel like. They'll probably spend a few turns sieging it. Ah, hello. Do I want to leave Fyrus for a pants? I might actually do that. Haik's more defensible, because we have walls there. So, playing as the dwarves, if they take it, we will get a grudge. War declared. Servants of Fillmore need and trolls. Okay. Puppets of Chaos have been destroyed. And Vulture Mountain has been besieged. Migration. Be gone. I don't want to suffer from the public order issues currently. Get Architect. Nice. Panzer's army is peasants and knights. Yeah, we need to move into our Haik. I can't... You can't actually move that far? Even in the underway? Okay, fine. Yep, you can sit there. Our Haik's got good walls. Level 3? Oh, level 2 walls, actually. So they've got cannonballs in the walls. El Calibud's fine, even though Tic-Tac-Toe's just wandering around my regions constantly. Yep. Our income has gone down because he's sieging our capital.
I will not blight my soul.
Summon me
Oh.
if you dare.
We've actually recovered our losses pretty quickly.
It is time. My axe thirsts.
I suppose because our units are so small, we don't have that much,
The layer's will binds me to you.
our, replenishment rate is pretty quick. Rapunzel is quite strong. She will be a little harder to take down. I have heard that. I haven't played as Rapunzel myself. I should. But I've heard that, yeah, she's able to pretty much solo, like, armies of undead on her own. Immune to psychology, armor, 551 weapon strength with armor piercing of a lot and bonus versus infantry 20. Halo of Maidenly Wrath. Explosion does not affect friendly troops, causes moderate magical damage. Poor against large combatants, weak against armor. Blinded. Minuses melee defense and attack. She can use it every 2 minutes. And she's got the Sword of Leoness, which for 24 seconds increases her armor-piercing weapon damage by 50% and melee attack by 40. That's quite nice. So, I suppose that helps a lot with blobs. Stick her in the middle of a blob and just blow them up. And I believe she also gets a bunch of bonuses for her peasants. As I said, I haven't had a look at her, so I don't know what skills she has. Yep. So, do you give anything? Okay, your army actually has 5% physical resistance on the peasants. Your knights don't have anything. Yeah, it seems like she's got a bonus, which gives 5% physical resistance to peasant units. Yeah, fine, whatever, take it. I hope you feel happy about that. Do we get a grudge because of that now? We haven't actually had that many grudges. I suppose because we've been crushing whoever we go up against. But even with raiding, we've had some factions raiding us and they haven't given us grudges for it. Maybe this faction doesn't deal with grudges too much. In a way that would make sense, because we're so breaking from tradition. On the other hand, would dwarves go that far? I suppose it's one thing to, like, you know, take research and development from other races, but to forgive a grudge? At which point would you stop calling yourself a dwarf? Yep. Right, the wrong. Mass-produced ammunition. Minus 25% upkeep for units utilizing rifles. We would see the massive jump in income there. Plus 25% ammunition for units utilizing rifles. Lowers our attack. And we can't get silver bullets now. Ah well. No magical attacks for us. But I feel in the longer scheme of things, magical attacks won't do that much for us.
By the grudge bearer's will.
Okay.
Targ them.
Because, like, ethereal units? Dwarves, if we went up against dwarves, as is likely, with us going for the technological route, they have magic resistance, so, you know, we're going to be dealing less magical damage. We would be dealing less damage to them if we dealt magical attacks. Make it harder. Ugh, Grombrindle. Anything else going on here? Hey, to borrow. Oh, we haven't actually met you yet. Wait, what was that else? Bilbali. Oh, Carcassonne's taking Bilbali. And research. What should we get next? I think one of these allows us to get Rune Lords. Yeah, this one. If we get Thungni as a patron ancestor, it gives us a recruitment cap of +4 for Rune Lords. Which, I like the Rune Lords, they could be a bit more powerful. Wargrim. Oh, extra range for artillery and war machines, increased speed. Boar Master Engineers. Smednia, extra armor for all units. Extra armor piercing. Physical resistance plus 15% for units with heavy armor. Plus armor and plus AP is really nice. It is. I mean, we could already increase our range by quite a bit with buffs from our lords. I'll have to think on it. We're not getting it right now. Oh, actually. Well, I mean, we're getting something right now. Just getting praise ancestor gods would be nice in 7 turns. Untainted +4 faction wide. Machines of war. That seems also important to get. Minus 15% upkeep for artillery war machines. That's nice. Ammunition, range, and reload speed for artillery, or behemoth of steel. Improves gyrocopters, gyro bombers, land crawler ironclads. Charge bonus, physical resistance, and speed. The speed bonus is nice for the gyrocopters. I wonder whether you... Now, I suppose gyrocopters count as a monstrous unit in the rules of the game. Kind of like Vargeists with a ranged attack, I'm guessing. Would that mean that you would be able to give, like, the gyro bombers, not gyro bombers. The gyro bombers, you'd be able to give them, like, different bombs or something. Because then you could give them, like... You could have upgrades for the gyro bombers to have, like... I don't know. Fire bombs. Or, like, gas bombs. Or something like that. Gyro bombers with napalm. It just like, I don't know. Gyro bombers, yeah, you could have like napalm bombing runs. As large units, if you're not mistaken. I believe they count as large units via this, yeah. Sort of what I mean is, like... How to say? In game terms, I'm assuming they count as an infantry unit and not as an artillery unit, if that makes sense. Because, like, cannon is an artillery, but it's got the crew attached to it. So I'm assuming gyrocopters, even though they have someone sitting in the cockpit, that's not actually separate to them, so they would count the same as, like, a flying unit, like a Great Eagle or something like that. Whether you'd be able to change their attacks or not. They have a steam cannon on them. And they shoot the brimstone guns. But you can give brimstone guns to infantry. If I march up, will you flee?
For the wisdom of Valea.
I'm gonna march up. If you attack me, that's all fine, because we can deal with your army. I was going to get Arabian trade. Because income from trade tariffs plus 30%, and income from ports plus 25%. Nomad desert warfare, yeah, it's nice, but I don't plan to be fighting in the desert the whole time. I mean, there's a lot of desert, but when I take this, I think probably I'm going to sail some armies up to attack the dwarves or something like that. Okay, my turn. So, Rapance, what are you going to do? You retook Fyrus. Have you finished shoveling the burnt corpses of the previous inhabitants out of there? You didn't give us time to clean up after us. They're just going to be like scorched corpses strewn through the streets, which are pockmarked with the holes of the shelling. Oh, right, yes. I believe I saw a comment earlier mentioning that the steel rain mortars reminded them of the oh, what's it called? Earthquake mortars for the Chaos Dwarves. And yeah, the Chaos Dwarves also have a lot of very fun artillery, which is why I'm hoping that they get added as a playable faction at some point. Not necessarily by Creative Assembly, because I have a mod which adds the Chaos Dwarves, but they're only as an invasion. They're not actually a faction which you can play on the campaign map. And yeah, it was you, yeah, Rachel, TGG, and because they get Chaos Dwarves, that would actually work well with this faction. Come to think of it, that would be interesting, actually, if you had Greybeard's Prospectors and the Chaos Dwarves on the map, and you could have research which was like Greybeard's Prospectors opening up research exchange with the Chaos Dwarves. That could possibly be an extra step you could take. Going too far, getting chaos corruption caused by your faction, but getting things like the earthquake mortars, possibly even hell cannons. As you like, I don't know, side with the Chaos Dwarves. But the Chaos Dwarves have fun things. They have, as I said, the Earthshaker, Earthshaker mortars, or something like that, which I believe it's what they do is when they hit the ground, they just cause a massive upheaval. What else is there? I think there's like magma cannons, I think, which they can have, which are like fire cannons. They also have their infantry with blunderbusses. And, what do I want to do with you? I mean, we've got blunderbusses. It's a blunderbuss. I can't remember all the things they've got. They got hell cannons. I think they had, like, land trains in their lore. Which were, like, vehicles attached to each other, and they had like a mortar on one and then like a cannon on another one, and you'd have them attached to each other on the tabletop, and you'd have like driving around shelling the enemy. Or is that just squats? I'm getting confused. I'm pretty sure the Chaos Dwarves had something like that. Chaos Dwarves, they have goblin slaves. Yeah, they have They have a lot of slave fodder. They also have hobgoblins, which are... I don't think hobgoblins are exactly slaves for the Chaos Dwarves. They're basically slaves. But they're used more as, like, overseers for the other slaves of the Chaos Dwarves. They have minotaurs. I don't think the Chaos Dwarves have minotaurs. They have, Lamasu. Which is an Assyrian Sphinx type creature, and they have Bulltaurs, I think it is, which are like a centaur, but with a Chaos Dwarf with features of a bull, because they worship Hashut, and that has the whole what's it called? You know, Hashut is the symbol of Hashut is a bull, so. Some Chaos Dwarves which are being mutated into half dwarf, half bull. What's what I have? I think they got like Fireglaive units or something like that. He says, trying to remember vaguenesses about the units. Ah. Here's a picture of the land trains. Let's see. Yep, that's them. Or, yeah, there's the train with a mortar on it. There's another one with, like, multiple cannons on it. And there's the lava tank and something with a massive amount of spikes and spinning blades on it. And there's a very dedicated community of people who play as the Chaos Dwarves, and for lack of models from Chaos, for lack of models from Games Workshop, they've done some very nice conversions using dwarves and green stuff or modeling putty to make up for the difference. Let me get this picture up here. So yeah, there's a bunch of the Chaos Dwarf stuff. The mortar there in the middle, the land train, you have the magma cannon down there, or lava cannon, which I'm pretty sure is like the flame cannon for the dwarves. I don't know what the other things are. There's like a multiple cannon thingy up in the top right there, and there's the thing with all the spikes and blades in the bottom right. I don't know what that other one on the left there is. It might be some kind of a ballista or something like that. Anyway, whoop, wrong one. Where do I? There we go. Yep. They have bull centaurs in the mod. They have ogres, land troll, lava trolls, Kadai fireball. Right, yes, they got ogres too. Ogres are sort of a unit which join into any faction because they're neutral. Whoever can feed them can get their services. I think they also have I think they also have giants. I think the Chaos Dwarves have like slave giants, which have like bolted armor to.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Chaos Dwarves are very cruel.
Summon me if you dare.
You can get, I don't know, Cleanse Corruption. What's the last thing you get up here? Rune of Negation. I suppose we should go for that. The other runes are just so, I don't know, I don't like them. They just fill up your followers slots. They're slave ogres according to the mods. Okay.
Ready.
Well, we saved Vulture Mountain. And you are currently in Wizard's Caliph Palace. You have your army up there. Gulam Le Marshal.
I cannot.
Rapunzel is over there.
My axe
We are recruiting some units into your army. With our settlement back, we will be able to upgrade it. And I can upgrade one of these. I am going to upgrade Bel Aliad. Because Bel Aliad has a unique building here. Which is quite nice. Or do I want El Calibut? That also has a unique building. Actually, yeah, get El Calibut. I wanted to get Bel Aliad so we could get walls, but El Calibut has a building which gives walls and also improves the income from other buildings in the region. Which will improve the income of our gold mine. Oh, what's this? Monsters. Great Taurus, Colossus, Lamasu, Kadai, Destroyer, Magma Cannon, Dreadquake, Mortar and Iron, Demon War Engine. Yes. They're
time for a reckoning.
Chaos Dwarves are actually really nice. I've been fed dwarf propaganda. That would be, as I was saying, that would be something neat for this mod, where it's like Greybeard in the process of like opening like, you know, all this exchange, technology exchange with other factions. He could also have one for like technology exchange with the Chaos Dwarves. And he's like, you know, he's heard tales of the Chaos Dwarves and how they've been, you know, and how the dwarves barely even mention them, but that some comments about like their technological stuff. And he's like, surely it's just the old dwarves being stuffy. And it starts off like, you know, he gets a few good things from them. But then it sort of goes too far. And it's like, the negatives start outweighing the good stuff. Like, it's like bonuses, but it comes with a heavier price. Or something like that. Because it's, you know, sort of like his... I don't know. You know, his eagerness to develop new technologies, and he's not ready to deal with the fact that Chaos Dwarves are all about, like, binding demons to their engines and working with chaos and so on. Because Chaos Dwarves really advance at the expense of quite a lot. They have spellcasters, but they're spellcasters because they're, dwarves aren't meant to cast spells, so they, they turn to stone every time, a little bit more every time they cast spells. There's a Chaos Cultist camp right there. Lovely. That's going to be spawning Chaos armies. We're going to have to deal with it. It's also a problem for them currently. There's also some more land points of interest around. Be nice to get at some point. There's another one there. Chaos Dwarf technology revolves around binding demons into weapons. It's not really technology. Well, certainly some of them are, like the Hell Cannon. Anyway, I think that will be it for tonight for this. We've got an extra 20 minutes. I'm going to move you further into the Empire. Can we see someone else briefly? Theatre Thorpes. Isa Shutton.
The Empire.
What? Well, I'm glad I checked. Apparently the Mootland has taken Everheim.
Praise Sigma.
Are you at war with Everheim? No. I mean, okay, fine. When'd that happen? Oh, those plucky halflings. What? What? What's this about? Keep casting spells on a turn you into stone. DM. No, you won't. Let me see. Yep, okay. I think that will be it for tonight for this bit of Greybeard's Prospectors. We took our Haik, we took Fyrus, we lost Fyrus, we decimated a army of Arabians, and then an army of Bretonnians, and there's some more army of Bretonnians. I'm looking forward to dealing with this army in particular. Mootland Rising. Carl France, when he hears about that, wants to be his team. What? This action does not have my consent. Can't stop the halfling tide. They just keep rolling. They just keep rolling. Oh, great. Actually, thinking of that, this is a game which I'd like to play at some point. Let's see. On stream. But this game is... It always comes to mind when I think about the halflings in Warhammer. Not to this extreme, but oh god. What is this WebP format? It's so... I don't know, you can't do anything with it. Just rename to JPEG. Does that work? JPEG. Let's see if it was. I don't doubt people if they told me that. Yeah, apparently it does. Here we go. Now, this is far more than the halflings in Warhammer are. This is Melvin. And this is from a game which I quite enjoy called Overlord. I like Overlord 2 a bit more though, but... he's so fat. He rolls around the place. But it always comes to mind. I think someone actually, you played it on the Wii. I do think the controls on the Wii would probably be a bit better. Easier to control the minions. Let me just have a look. There's one more thing. Warhammer Halfling. Because I remember... I probably won't be able to find it just now. I remember a bunch of years ago I saw someone and they had done a conversion of a halfling unit. It's harder to find now because there's been the halflings released for Blood Bowl, but someone did a conversion of a halfling lord or something like that. It was based off of Melvin from Overlord. It looked very good, but I can't seem to find it after a brief search. Oh, here we go. Can I get a larger version of this? So, this is not my conversion, but someone else did it, and it's very good. Go. It looks just like him. Anyway. Very, very nice conversion. Found a map for the halflings. Have a look. It's the boot. Yeah, we have got that. That's part of the GCCM mod. So when we were playing in as the halflings, we were playing on the Rootland map. It's quite nice. It's very hilly. Very difficult to maneuver units around because there's a lot of obstacles and there's a river going through the center of it. Anyway, after all that, as I said, we are going to end this here. Yep. I'm glad I moved a bit further though. We got to see that the Moot owned Averheim. Are you at war with anyone else? No, no. You must have just taken it when it was raised by someone else. Yeah. You don't like that I'm at war with trolls? That's weird. Okay. Why? Because you want all the trolls for yourself? But anyway. I will exit. Ugh. There. Go. Now we got a bit done. Mostly just shelling people. But that's all fun and games. So yes, that'll be it for this session of Warhammer 2 Total War Greybeard's Prospectors. I hope you'll join me for the next one.